I know, they're little fat little things.
Okay, here we go. All right, watch out. All right, what you guys are going to do, you're going to come over here, you're going to grab a board. All right, now, there's a bunch of boards right here. There's 4 of them. What do we got, 5 people? All right, so we're going to pick a board. You guys just watch for now. Come on over here, Dominic. You're losing focus. All right. Now, the board itself, before we make a cut, we have to identify a few things. Do you notice how the board's rocking? This board has warp in it, okay? We talked about 4 types of warp. We talked about bow, cup, crook, and twist. Remember me saying that? All right, well, let's take a look at this. If I look at the face of a board, I know a face of the board is curved on one side, convex. On the other side, it's concave, okay? And I'm always going to tell you, concave side down. So if I look at this board, I can tell that the side that's on the table is convex because it's rocking from edge to edge, all right? Which means this side is concave. Which side goes down?
Concave.
Concave. Concave side down. Next, I have to check the edges themselves because the edges can rock. All right, in this case, I have a crook, and an easy way to tell a crook, you'll see both ends of the edge touching the table, and you'll see space in between the table and the middle. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Can you get out of the way? Stay over here. Stay over here. Stay over here. All right. So concave side down. We know this edge is concave. The edge goes against the fence. Okay. So I also have a little bit of a twist in here, so I have to be careful with this board. Twists are not good to necessarily cut on a rating arm saw, but it is very minor. All right, so I'm going to be able to get away with it. All right, now I want to go ahead and measure my board. Now what I'm going to tell you guys, we need a piece that's 24 inches, okay? In reality, our finished cut is going to be 22 inches. We're going to do that on the table saw. So I like to add extra material, all right? I'm telling you 2 inches extra because this is your first cut. Normally I say, whatever your finished dimension is, add an inch for your rough cut. So I know that this should be at 23 inches. All right, so my rough cut's gonna be 23 inches. I measure that. Put a mark. Now I'm gonna strike a line so I can see where my cut should be. Okay? My cut's gonna be right there. Check the board. Do I have any other defects in this board? Any bad knots that are loose? Any splits? Any cracks in it? No. That looks like a very nice board, so we're ready to go. I'm going to line this up. Before I do, though, I need to check a couple things. First, I'm going to come over on this side, and I have the triangle latch. That's our lock. Okay? I'm going to loosen that. What that allows to happen, the entire motor head assembly can now be pulled out. It can extend on the arm all the way to the end. What do we have to make sure is not happening? We don't want the blade ever to extend beyond the table. Because our table's longer than an arm, it should never go any further than that. The blade must be down in the cut line, okay? If it's above, it's not going to cut through the board. And the self-adjusting leaf guards have to be mobile. Occasionally you'll see pieces get jammed in there. That's not good because that's what protects your fingers if an accident happens. Okay? We're going to return that to the back. Alright, now I'm going to line my board up. I have my line with the blade set up on the cut side. Think of this. The blade itself is 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay? If I cut on the inside of the line, didn't I just cut my board short? Okay, so it's a good, even though this is a rough cut, it's a good practice to line your blade up on the waist side. Okay, because that's going to pay some dividends when we start using the table saw. You won't make mistakes. All right, so we're ready to go. Make sure nobody is what?
Arm length.
Arm's length. So realize nobody should be running the joiner when you're working here, and vice versa, because we're too close, okay? So Miguel, move away. I don't want you being silly and knocking into me when I do this. All right, when I start the machine, it's a powerful motor. There's a lot of torque. What I like you to do, I want you to be in a good, comfortable stance, a little bit of spring in your knees, and I want you to lock your arm out. See how I'm locking it out? Because you're gonna feel that initial movement, okay? If you're like this, sometimes I see kids start out like this, catches a board and it rips back. You don't want that to happen, okay? With your left hand, what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Dominic, you almost wrestled, right?
Right here. You're gonna wrestle.
What do we have? I call it the claw, all right? I don't want you chopping your thumbs off, so we take the claw, we tuck that thumb over underneath, and we make sure we are to the left of the yellow line. We never want to be inside this yellow area. That's our 6-inch rule, okay? So our hand position's right there. So we're ready to start it up. We're going to turn it on. Start pulling through. You're going to feel it. Now control it. Move the piece out. Return it. Do not let go. Turn it off. Don't even reach for that chip yet. Watch the blade stop. Once the blade stops, lock it, then clear scraps. Check behind, make sure there's nothing that chipped off. And that's it, folks. That's all I need you to do right now for your performance. Okay? All right, first person up, grab a board. Let's lay it out.
You say we need it.